So the Club World Cup group stages ended. A round of 16 games have ended. It's now down to just 8 teams in the FIFA Club World Cup, and we're here covering it. Obviously, we've not been to some of the games, as you've noticed in recent times. Most of them have been happening in the northwest or west area, well, more western area. We are the eastern area. The final few games will be here. It will start with Borussia Dortmund versus Real Madrid. Unfortunately, there'll be no reunion between the Bellingham brothers, but there'll be some interesting matchups to look forward to. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing the preview of the quarterfinal here, and talking points about the other aspects of the competition, including what the things about matches being delayed is teaching FIFA ahead of next summer's World Cup itself. So I'll be talking about that briefly, but welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much, Tenati.
Your thoughts on the tournament so far?
Well, I mean, it's been very, very exciting, entertaining. I mean, I watched that game between Al Hilal and Manchester City, and I was blown away. I love that game. And remember, yeah, of course. And remember that game between Al Hilal, Al Ahly, and then FC Porto.
Yeah.
It's been entertaining. I mean, it's been very exciting. We also saw Inter Miami, and then Paris Saint-Germain, what happened in that first half. I mean, people have already started calling Messi to hang up his book. But then, for me, I think I was a little bit skeptical about the tournament at the beginning because it's been expanded.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it's given us a feel of what we want. Because when I go on social media, I mean, I've seen a new meme already trending, and you know that guy who said, where is Messi? Apparently he's an Al Hilal fan, and when City were eliminated, he and a couple of Al Hilal fans in Saudi Arabia were like, where is City? So it means that the World Cup, the Club World Cup,
we now have a
exciting.
Legendary meme from that Al Hilal Manchester City game. That fan is now very popular right now, enjoying his moment in fame. It's quite interesting. But before we look at the round of 16 fixtures, some of the talking points, we have noticed that there have been issues with the weather, and it has to do mostly with heat. It has been something that has bothered the competition. It led to the game being stopped for close to 2 hours in the Chelsea game versus Benfica, and we all know what happened in that game. It led to other matches being put on hold because it was too hot. They were afraid of heat stroke. Now, what we are hearing now is that there'll be some reforms. According to The Athletic, the matches will not be played at midday. It looks like morning and evening is what they are looking at. Halftime will be 20 minutes, 15 minutes, cooling breaks. These are some of the measures. And this is why I used to say that these pre-main tournament a year before will let the organizing countries know what to expect. People were angry, the US doesn't deserve to do this, but these are some of the reasons why it's being held here a year before, so that we learn from it and then improve it for next year. I think, what do you think about these new reforms?
Well, I mean, it is good that the FIFA Club World Cup is being hosted, and then it is in a 32 format,
so
32 team format. Yeah, because the World Cup is literally that way until the recent expansion. It is going to be played exactly the same time. I mean, June, July, and so whatever it is happening now will be the same thing that will be happening next year. I mean,
exactly.
Me and you have experienced the weather ourselves, and the heat is not easy.
Crazy. When I tell you it actually gets hotter than sometimes in Ghana, you would find that hard to believe, but that's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, I think a couple of days ago I was on social media and I saw someone posting that the heat in New York is even more than what we see in Ghana. And so, I mean, it all makes sense. I mean, that is why we are playing the FIFA Club World Cup here, for the necessary adjustments to be made. And and one thing about the weather here is that it is totally unpredictable sometimes. I mean, you can be there and then the sun is blazing, and then in the next moment there is the prediction of a thunderstorm
and all that.
So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. The timing in the morning and then in the evening, it would also affect the lifestyle of people.
Time zones elsewhere. Remember, it's not only about US. The whole world will be watch it.
Exactly.
So other people have to stay up longer than usual.
Exactly.
No matter what, not everyone will be satisfied.
Exactly. But then there would have to be a lot of compromise to be able to get the best out of the upcoming World Cup. Because even with that, you also ask yourself, are the fans that will be coming in the country be comfortable with leaving their hotels very early in the morning to catch game? I mean, exactly.
So I think it's still being discussed, and hopefully
yeah.
a good decision will come through, and it will benefit everyone involved. Hopefully, let's jump right into the predictions for the quarterfinal. Round of 16 games are done. I think Al Hilal Man City took us the pick of the bunch in the round of 16, and Chelsea Benfica that late onslaught. But we have a game on the 4th of July, which is the Friday, and it's Independence Day here in the United States. 4th of July weekend. Chelsea will take on Palmeiras. How do you see that one going?
Interesting game. I mean, Chelsea are slowly growing into the competition. Their performances have improved significantly. I saw that game against Benfica. After that 1-1, I mean, that 2-hour break and then coming back into extra time to win that game, they did it in a magnificent fashion, regardless of the fact that Benfica had a red card in that game. But then it was a good performance from Chelsea. And then you look at Palmeiras themselves. I've had the opportunity of watching most of their games because they played 2 games at MetLife, and we all saw that first game against Porto. They are not so much of a too much goal scoring side. They don't score a lot of goals, but then what they've done that has been very good here at the competition has been defensively. They've been very, very solid. They've played very, very well defensively. It's going to be a very big one, but I still feel Chelsea has a lot of qualities.
Fluminense versus Al Hilal. You didn't see this picture come?
Nobody saw this coming. We were all thinking it's going to be Manchester City and then Inter Milan.
But then had other ideas.
It also goes to prove the quality of teams from Brazil. The Brazilian sides have been very, very good. I mean, that Fluminense side has a 44-year-old goalkeeper who's seen it all. Who's seen it all in club football. And not only him, there is another Chelsea legend in that team, Thiago Silva, who played for AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, and then PSG, and then Chelsea, and he's now back home. And so it is a blend of youth and then experience in that team, because you look at that team and there are other very, very good players in that squad. And then you look at a team like Al Hilal. I mean, for me, I see them as an European team. Because
they've crowded the whole team.
Exactly.
With European talent.
You look at that, their first 11 against Manchester City, and there were only 3 players from Saudi Arabia. The rest of them from Yassine Bonu, who won the Europa League with Sevilla, to Kalidou Koulibaly playing for Napoli, and then Chelsea. You look at Renan Lodi from Atletico Madrid, João Cancelo, Manchester City. So for me, that team is full of quality, and that makes them very, very competitive. So I think Al Hilal is definitely getting this one against Fluminense.
So we'll move to the other side of the brackets, which sees top games: PSG versus Bayern Munich. How do you see that one going?
Well, I mean, it's the game of the round for me. Paris Saint-Germain have been fantastic at this competition. Bayern Munich have also been very good, even though they've not really been convincing as much as Paris Saint-Germain have been at this tournament. But then you look at that quality in the Paris Saint-Germain team, from goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma to the likes of Desiree Doué, Bradley Barcola, and then they even have a Ballon d'Or contender in Ousmane Dembele, who is now featuring at this particular competition. We also have they tore apart Inter Miami. Yes, Inter Miami might not be on the same level as Paris Saint-Germain, but then it is a team that has Lionel Messi, and so for me, it's going to be that game of the round. This is quality versus quality, and for Paris Saint-Germain, they have a little advantage. I mean, let's not forget they are European champions, and so I tip them over Bayern Munich.
Okay, so finally, Real Madrid Dortmund, we are getting a big game at the MetLife, finally.
Yeah, I mean, we've been yearning for this for a while. We've been waiting for a big game at the MetLife Stadium. So I'm very excited about that game. I think it will be a game that will draw a lot of viewership around, because the MetLife, or the New Jersey and New York York area loves football, and from what I've seen, it will be that game. And because we've been deprived of teams like Real Madrid, there will be a lot of people. But then, I mean, in terms of performances, you look at Borussia Dortmund; they've been great at this tournament. We won their group and then got to the round of 16, beating Monterrey yesterday by 2-1. You look at Real Madrid on the other hand. Yes, they finished their group top of their group, but then in that game against Juventus, we didn't see a vintage Real Madrid. They had to struggle to beat Juventus yesterday. But then it is a team that is gradually picking up also at this tournament. It will be a cliffhanger on Saturday at MetLife, but then I still feel Real Madrid has a lot of quality. Vinicius Junior, Federico Valverde, these are proven winners. On the day against Borussia Dortmund, regardless of the fact that they have the most lethal striker at the competition in Serhou Guirassy, I still feel Real Madrid would be a no match for Borussia Dortmund.
So Real Madrid PSG will be a tasty encounter to have here at the MetLife. Remember, all semi-finals are happening here. You can be sure will be to at least one of them to bring you all the updates you need. And that is how we went today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments box on our predictions for the quarterfinal of the Club World Cup. There have been issues in the Club World Cup, they'll be resolved. Today is International Day of Sports Journalism.
I mean,
2nd of July. It's great day for us.
I mean, personally for me, it's been an incredible journey. I mean, to be covering the FIFA Club World Cup, I look at where I started from, covering inter-schools to, going on to cover the Africa Cup of Nations, all Africa games, now the FIFA Club World Cup, the FIFA World Cup itself. I mean, it's been an incredible journey, and I'm so grateful for this career.
Thank you so much. I'm also grateful. I'm sure you all know my story a bit, and thank you, Lukman, for joining me.
You're welcome.
I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.